What's up, guys, and welcome back to this video. It's me, Aidan O'Brien, and today I'm talking about 3 musts to include in your daily rituals. So I talk about on my podcast that there's a lot of different things you can put into your daily rituals. Your daily rituals should be built around your vision for your life, but there's a couple of ones that I've seen that work for me, I've seen that work for my clients and people I know, mentors, things like that. Basically ones I've noticed over the last 10 to 15 years that kind of work for everybody. So I'm just going to give you 3 right now that I think you should start with. I think they should be in your daily rituals. Now the first one, hint my background, the first one is your training, physical movement, physical exertion, and I'd even go as far as to say is some intentional level of physical suffering. So I believe when we push our bodies to the limits, when we really stretch ourselves, we can actually surprise ourselves. A lot of people have self-doubt. A lot of people lack self-confidence, and that's because they've stopped pushing themselves. They've stopped stretching themselves. And maybe it's challenging to do that emotionally because there's emotions involved. It can be, difficult for a lot of us to kind of stretch ourselves emotionally, or mentally, and sometimes we're not in the mood. We have so much going on with our work, our relationships, our families, our business. The last thing we want is more mental stretching, okay? So the best way is physical movement, physical exertion, intentional physical suffering. Let's stretch ourselves. So for me, that's a must in your daily ritual, whether it's going to the gym, like this wonderful gym here behind me, whether it's going for a run, going for a hike, climbing a mountain, whether it's maybe starting a yoga or a Pilates practice. It's pushing yourself and in particular, doing things you wouldn't normally do. So I remember for me, I played basketball my whole life. The furthest I ever ran was a basketball court. And then when I lived in Miami, I started running. Okay, the sun was shining. It was a friend of mine there. She said, let's go running. And that's what I started running. And now I run all the time. I do adventure races. Okay, so I ran a half marathon. I would have never ran a half marathon. My brother always makes fun of me because I used to judge him and slag him for running. And now I go out for, 10, 15K runs. I can't even believe I'm saying this. But I had no idea I was capable of that. When we started doing the hiking, we started doing trail runs, and then I signed up for an adventure race. I had never done an adventure race. I hadn't been on a bike since I was probably 10 years old. I hadn't been in a kayak since I was 10 years old, and then I went and did an adventure race. And it surprised myself, but it built my confidence. I said, wait, I can do way more than I thought I could do. So when you physically suffer, and I use the word suffer on purpose because it's not always supposed to be easy. If we only did what was easy, we'd be very limited. Okay, so I like the idea of suffering a little bit physically because our mental and emotional suffering goes down when our physical goes up. It shifts our perspective. If someone offends us, if someone upsets us in our work, in our relationships, and we're emotionally drained, we're tired, we're fatigued, and then we go and do something physical, that mental and emotional energy tends to dissipate, or it goes way down in our list of importance. It's like, I don't even want to respond to that. It separates you. It elevates your energy. It raises your vibration. But like I said at the beginning, doing something physical, especially that stretches you, maybe that you didn't think was possible for you before, that's going to build your self-confidence. But now for me, I know I'm capable of much more. When I did the half marathon, I had never ran more than 12K, and then a half was 21. And I said, I always live my life by say yes first, figure it out afterwards. And then you do it and you're like, wow, I did it. I can do more. I can go further. So it builds confidence. It helps develop that courage muscle. It helps give you, a pat on the back to yourself. It makes you proud of yourself. And you have to be proud of yourself. You have to do things that validate you. You cannot wait for someone else because no one is coming to save you. People don't care about you as much as you care about yourself. Believe me. Okay, friends, family, government, whatever. It doesn't matter what they say or what they do. It's about what you do. So for me, one of the most important parts of your daily ritual is something physical. Again, you can do what you've always done, but I love, and your body loves when you mix it up. Your body loves when you do something different. Okay, so if you're used to doing cardio all the time, now you start doing a weights program, resistance training, your body's going to love that. It's going to adapt. It's going to change. And if you're always inside and you go out to nature, your mind, your heart, your soul is going to love that. It's going to adapt, it's going to change, it's going to grow. So that's the first thing that you have to include from today in your daily ritual is movement. For me, for example, stretching. I hate stretching. That's something I'm putting into my daily plan, my daily ritual now is stretching, because my body will love it. So what's yours? Let me know in the comments what one you're going to start doing today. What new ritual are you going to put in physically? The second must for your daily ritual is to spend time on your vision, to spend time on your mission. Okay, so we all have a vision for our life, and if we don't, we should have one. Actually, the majority of clients I work with, even from the normal person in a job who's just trying to build confidence or to move forward in their life, okay, they don't have a vision. But also the senior level executive I coach doesn't really have a vision either. Okay, some of the highest level people I work with, people who are in big companies, they're over huge teams of people, they're dealing with hundreds of millions a year. They don't have a personal vision. So it doesn't matter what end of the spectrum you're at. I work with both ends and everybody in between, and most people don't have a vision. They're not clear on their vision. And you're wondering why you're not being pulled forward every day. You wonder why you're not taking inspired action, because you're not clear on your vision. So in your ritual, especially in your morning ritual and in your nighttime ritual, you should be spending time developing your vision, working on it. Like an artist working on a painting, you need to work on designing your life. You have a blank canvas. If you're breathing today, you woke up today, you're watching this video, you have a blank canvas every day where you can choose new thoughts, you can feel new emotions, you can take new actions, you can live life on your terms. And if you don't believe you can, that's just a limiting belief. That's just a narrative you've bought into. You need to spend time on the blank canvas of your life every day, and you need to begin to design your life intentionally, deliberately, with emotion, from your heart, not from your fear-based mind. Use your imagination, but use it with your heart. Your heart is where your truth is. That's where your power lies. Spend time on that. Design it, adjust it, imagine it, feel what it feels like, taste it. Okay, you want to engage all your senses. This is how we change the brain. Repetition and deep levels of immersive visualization. So that's number 2. That has to be in your routines, your daily rituals, your vision and your mission. Okay, you want to get clear on your mission for your life, your purpose. And number 3, this might be a surprising one for you, but this has to be in your daily ritual. And I think recently it's become more and more of a priority for me. I had a bit of an awakening. I've had a couple of awakenings over the years, but the last one was quite a big one. And if you want to know more about that, make sure you subscribe to my podcast, because we're going deep into all things around that. But in that awakening, this has become so clear to me and so much more important. And I realize I always used to teach this to my clients over the years in my programs, or I speak at live events. I always talk about receiving unexpectedly, that you should never limit yourself to receiving the things you know you want. You should allow yourself to receive unexpectedly, because there's so much more gifts there for you in that way. But how do you receive unexpectedly? Well, that leads me to my third point, my third must in your daily rituals, and that is silence. You must dedicate and allocate time for silence in your day, every single day, multiple times a day if possible, even if it's only for 5 minutes. But ideally, you want to have a 15 to 20 minute block where you can just practice silence. When you can remove all distractions, when you can connect back into yourself, you connect to your breath, to your heart, and you allow yourself to receive. Because there is so much guidance and wisdom inside of you, you have no idea. And this world, you hear me say it over and over, you're tired of me saying it probably, but this world is so filled with distraction. This whole world wants to distract you, so you spend your money on them and make all those people richer. But how do you make you richer? The wealth that's inside of you can only be accessed through silence, through reflection. That's where your truth is. So you can call it meditation if you like. Yes, I'm a big believer in meditation. But and I'm meditating now more than I've ever meditated in my life. But if you meditate with an expectation to get something or to gain something, it's not meditation anymore. Meditation is just meditation. Okay, and that's why I prefer now to talk about silence, just getting to silence, going to your breath, going through your heart, and just allowing. And as you do it more and more, you will get better. Because at first your mind wants to jump in and your mind wants to chatter. But what will happen is your brain, remember I always talk about you want to be the master of your mind, not the servant of your mind. Maybe your mind has been the master for the last couple of years. It's time for you to become the master now and make your mind a servant. So when you deliberately practice silence on a daily basis, the mind will eventually slow down. You know, I always talk about your mind. Your thoughts are waves, but you are the ocean. Your thoughts are clouds, but you are the sky. You don't have to stop the clouds. You don't have to stop the waves. You can't do it. It's impossible. But you don't need to. You are the ocean. And when you go into silence, you just allow. And you'll see the waves will just slow down by themselves. And you will breathe and you will see, holy shit, I am the ocean after all. Aidan was right. So put that into your daily ritual every single day, silence. And with all of these things, guys, if you don't schedule it, it doesn't get done. So schedule your day. Block out the time for your physical training. Okay, for getting outdoors, moving your body, moving your ass, sweating. Remember, motion changes emotion. Schedule time for your vision. Okay, getting clear on your vision for who you are, what you want, where you're going, the life you want to live. For sure, put in gratitude. You know, I could have went on. There's so many things I can add in, but in silence, you'll find gratitude. In your deep level of visualization from your heart, you will find gratitude. Gratitude will be there because that's a natural state for us. It's only when we get into distraction, when we live from our mind, when we live from fear and ego, there isn't gratitude. But when you live from the heart, you will be grateful for every breath. You will be grateful for every heartbeat. So those are my 3 musts, guys. Let me know which is your favorite in the comments. Let me know which one resonates the most with you. Let me know your thoughts. I love hearing from you. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this with somebody. That's how we spread the light. That's how we spread the love. The only way to change the world is to change our world. So help other people change their world too. And I will see you in the next one.